Nancy's house right now, they still have those parking rules in effect where we are not allowed to park on the street. But luckily, again, some of the neighbors are super nice and letting us park in their driveway. In this episode, though, I'm getting into a theory that I've thought about for a while, but I haven't really dived into, which is sort of this elder abuse theory. And with Nancy's case, I know a lot of people think it's just gotten so much attention because of Savannah Guthrie, her daughter, who's obviously famous, which is obviously partly true. But I also think it's gotten a lot of attention because a lot of us with parents who are getting older, this is really like our worst nightmare. And you think about all the people who come in and out of their homes, whether it be like healthcare workers or helpers. And, it's like a revolving door in some ways, especially as parents get older. And could that have something to do with this case? Could this be a case of elder abuse? Could this be someone who was inside Nancy's home, working in the house in some capacity? How likely is that? Is that something that authorities are looking into? I'm going to dive into it in this episode of Brian Entin Investigates. I'm joined by Maureen O'Connell and Jim Clemente, both retired FBI special agents and hosts of Best Case, Worst Case, the podcast. It's nice to see you both.
Nice to see you.
I'm still here in Arizona, outside Nancy's house. And I was thinking today about all of the different theories that we've all discussed. And one thing that keeps popping into my mind is like elder abuse. And when you have older parents, and I think a lot of us can relate to this, there's a lot of people coming in and out of the house, whether it be healthcare workers or people helping clean up or helping, your loved one shower, that kind of thing. Jim, do you think that's something we should be considering in this case?
Absolutely. I think every single person who had even a tangential relationship to Nancy Guthrie, anybody who worked on the house, on the yard, on the pool, anybody who worked in the house, repairing things, delivering things, even driving her in an Uber or Lyft, all of those people should be looked at because that could have been the nexus that allowed them to understand that she was living alone and that she was vulnerable.
Maureen, you agree?
I do agree. And I also think that from what we know about Nancy, she was just such a nice and kind and wonderful woman. And I've got a neighbor here that I just love like a second mom. She too is 84. And ever since this whole thing kicked off, I'm on her like white on rice. And I just want her to be 10 times more careful about everything. But the bottom line is they tell everyone anything someone asks them. If someone walked up to her door and said, "Can I come in and use your restroom?" A stranger, she would say yes. I think when you get old, you get one of two ways, either really ornery, like I'm probably going to be, or